Hi, my name is Mike Cook. I'm a flint knapper. Today I want to talk to you about the Iceman, otherwise known as Otzi. Otzi was a guy who was found around 1991 melting out of a glacier in the Austrian-Italian Alps. Otzi was a Paleolithic man from 5,000 years ago. The amazing thing about him was that he was found with virtually all of his clothing, tools, and weapons intact, among which was a knife. A knife very much like this. In fact, this is a simple replica of Otzi's knife. It's comprised of a simple wooden handle, a jasper blade. The binding here is plant fiber cordage, and the blade is held quite firmly in place with a wedge that's been driven into the split handle. So this may not look like what we modern folks think of as a knife. We think of knives more along the lines of this. This is one that I've made that's of a contemporary design with a stone blade. However, a knife like this is really more typical of a prehistoric knife. Now you're probably thinking, well, that's a pretty small blade. Will it actually work for anything practical? Well, let's go find out. Well, here we are. Let's get started. I have a deer here that I went out and got for this specific purpose. Knife's ready to go, and what I'm going to do here is quarter this deer out using this prehistoric knife, and let's see how it works. Okay, I'm just going to talk while I'm working here. First I get the front quarters kind of disarticulated here. We'll try to do this in well, as brief a time as I can so the video doesn't go on too long. But I want you to see just how efficient, duck in front of the camera here, a stone knife is. I have butchered, countless big game animals with stone knife tools, and I still am frequently amazed at just how efficient stone tools actually are. Although I guess we shouldn't be surprised at that, considering that that's all prehistoric people had for thousands of years. Alright, we're going to move this guy just a little bit here so you can get a better view. Now this is a white-tailed deer. It's a it's a small to medium-sized one, depending on the part of the country that you're from. Up here in Michigan, this is a small deer, but a very good eating deer. Now you're probably wondering by the background where I am doing this, and if you guessed in my house, you guessed correctly. Why am I butchering a deer in my house? Well, because it's cold outside, that's why, and I like it warm when I'm butchering my meat. And besides that, sometimes when I cut up meat, I get hungry. I'm right here in my dining room, so this could work out real good. Okay, now what I'm doing here is basically cutting through all the connective tissue in the hip joint here, and I'm trying to not, let's say, saw on bone with my knife, because if you've had any experience butchering big game animals, you know that no matter what kind of knife you use, if you saw and hack on bone, your knife gets dull. That goes for steel and stone. Okay, there's a nice hindquarter. Toss that back there and go to work on this one. And this process right here of quartering this animal was probably quite similar to what prehistoric people did when they got an animal of these proportions. They would dismember it and then butcher it further from there. Sometimes, depending on the size of the animal, they would actually butcher it on site where they killed it and then transport the butchered meat back to wherever they happen to be camped or living at that time. And of course the obvious reason they did that was practicality. You didn't want to try lugging a big animal all the way back for a long distance if you could butcher it on site and make the job easier. And prehistoric people were one thing, if they were anything, and that was preeminently practical. They had to be here. They didn't survive long. So we're getting this now. This probably isn't the cleanest job of butchering a deer I've ever done, but I'm kind of hurrying here. Just so you don't get bored. Okay, and there is a quartered out white-tailed deer. I'll finish butchering this animal later, but I think you can see right there that little knife worked pretty well. So if you want to have some fun, make yourself a stone knife, and the next time you go out hunting, butcher your game with a stone knife and stone tools. You're going to love it. Thank you. Bye.